Guys, I'm back with another pick a card tarot reading. This one is how do they currently feel about you? In my personal tarot readings, which you can buy one from me by visiting the description box below. I go by TarotByDarria, the same name as my YouTube channel on Etsy. So just, Google TarotByDarria Etsy and you should see it. And I'll also have the information in the description box below along with timestamps. So yeah, a lot of people end up asking me in personal readings, how does the person currently feel about them? So I might as well do a video for the collective about it. Always remember that these readings are general, so some things may not resonate. Only take what's resonate. If it doesn't resonate, leave it alone. You may resonate with more than one pile. That happens all the time. If you want to know the specifics of how your person feels about you and your situation, you can book a personal reading with me. But if you just want to get a general vibe, get some general information, then this reading is for you. But like I said, to get specifics, you're going to have to book a personal reading with me, which all my clients love me, not to gloat at anything. So yeah, but anyways, meditate, ask spirit what pile is meant for you. This is pile 1, the opalite, pile 2, amethyst, and pile 3, clear quartz. So I'm just going to give you a second to meditate, ask spirit which pile you should pick, or piles you should pick. My best advice is just to go with your initial instinct. So yeah, after you pick the pile that you want, proceed to your reading. Hello, pile 1. This is your reading of how your person currently feels about you. I'm sorry if you hear crunching. I'm eating pretzels because I'm hungry. So yeah. Anyways, let's see what card was under the opalite. Where do I want to put the opalite? Can you see that? Yeah, I'll put it in that corner. Ooh, the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay. Let's get some more information. God's guide, universe, we found me in tune with the energy of pile 1, the opalite. How does the person currently feel about them? Spirit God's guide, universe, how does pile 1's person currently feel about them? Spirit God's guide, universe, how does pile 1's person currently feel about them? Spirit God's guide, universe, how does pile 1's person currently feel about them? Ooh. That makes sense with the Knight of Wands. They may have had a lot of passionate feelings towards you in the past, or they could currently still have those, but they feel stunted right now to where they feel like they can't express it. And it may be because they may not have faith in the connection, like they feel like they may not get the long-term fulfillment they are seeking, and it could be due to certain obstacles, and that obstacle could be family with the 10 of Cups in reverse. That could talk about your family having like a negative opinion of the person that you're with. And for a lot of people, family is important, so if their family doesn't approve, they consequently don't approve of the relationship either, or doesn't further pursue the relationship. And it doesn't have to be family, because family can be a really broad term. For a lot of people, can also be friends. Just outside opinions could really be impacting how they view you in this connection. And so even though they may have had very strong feelings towards you in the past, or even presently, they're currently stunted because of those outside opinions. How does pile 1's person currently feel about them? Spirit God's guide, universe. Ooh, this is what I was saying. They have a lot of strong feelings towards you. This 2 of Cups is like they want to be in union with you. They can even like possibly view you as a soulmate. The 2 of Cups hints towards that. But they may not be expressing this to you at the current moment, because outside opinions can really be influencing them to where they're second guessing. Even though they know deep down inside they're like really sure about you and they really want to be with you, these outside influences are really getting into their head. Also, outside influences doesn't always have to be people. It can also be obligation. But there's some other cards that hint more towards that. This is hinting more towards family and friends and people having certain opinions. But sometimes it can mean things like work. How does pile 1's person currently feel about them, Spirit? Spirit God's guide, universe. Ooh. They want to fight for it. Despite other people's opinions, they want to fight for it. But it's still just like they're still second guessing. Which, I mean, can you blame them when you have a lot of people in your ear about a certain someone or your connection? It can be really hard to kind of make up your mind, even though if you know deep down inside it's something you want and you want to fight for it. You're kind of scared of how people will react to you basically disregarding their advice, because a lot of people get very offended by that. And so your person is kind of in this sticky situation of, if they disregard their family and friends' advice and thoughts and things like that, they could possibly feel disrespected. But by abiding by other people's opinions, they're sacrificing their feelings for you, and they don't think it's worth to do that either. So they could kind of be in a sticky situation. Some people get really offended when you don't take their advice, and I feel like the type of people that's around your person, group one, are those type of people where they would get like super offended if they don't take their advice. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like traditions and morals is like a big thing to them. Like, family and family, the importance of family is a traditional value, and I feel like they're very traditional in a sense. They have like very traditional morals and values, and family is one of that. And valuing the opinion of your family and the presence of your family, valuing the idea of family in general is something that holds a lot of importance to them. And that's what's aiding in the conflict. They want to do it the right way, the traditional way of the family approving and giving the blessing and everyone being this big happy family, and they're scared that you guys won't be that, and that's causing a lot of hesitance on how they should move forward with this connection. So as far as their feelings, they do feel greatly about you. I feel like they have very passionate, genuine feelings, and that if you're not already together, I feel like they want to make that move, but they're scared to. And if you are together, like the next step, whether that be moving in together, having kids together, marriage, etc., they want that next step, but they're hesitating actually pursuing it because of these external conflicts. And I feel like they want to fight for it, but they're kind of accepting defeat in the situation. Like they feel like it may not end well, and that can be causing a lot of worry and just hesitance, and it leaves them kind of stuck. You may be in kind of a stagnant, weird period with your person currently because of this conflict they have within themselves. But I feel like their feelings towards you hasn't changed at all. The way they felt about you before this, they still feel the same way. Like, they still feel passionate, in love, caring, like genuine feelings towards you. It's just they may not be able to express that in the way that they want to at the moment because of these external conflicts. That shuffle was horrible. There we go. That's a better shuffle. Okay, let's get some more cards on how your person currently feels towards you. Yeah, I feel like right now they're trying to do the work to hash out a plan of how to move forward with this, because they do want, the marriage and the kids and the house with the white picket fence. They want that traditional value of family, and the two parents and the two kids with the dog. They want that traditional lifestyle, that traditional family, and so they're trying to figure out a plan for that right now. So if you find them being very quiet or kind of distant during this time, that is why. We're gonna get one last card for this spread. Yeah, right now they're really. Ooh, I'm gonna take this bonus card. Bonus card. Bonus card. I was like, ooh, 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands is literally about marriage and like progressing in a relationship. Taking that next step in a relationship. And this is ultimately what they want. Like, this sums up the whole thing. They want this. They want the marriage. They want the celebration. They want to elevate the relationship. But they are currently trapped in the ultimatum, in the negative reactions of outside opinions. And so right now they're going inwards to try to hash out a plan, figure out what is the next step, what is best for this situation, because they want this. They want it a lot, and they don't want to mess up this 4 of Wands energy, this marriage, this commitment, this happy ending. They don't want to mess this up. And so the only way they could truly figure that out is by coming within themselves and kind of spending time with themselves, figuring out what is the most important thing to them, how they should go about it, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm gonna pull out the other deck, the Sexual Magic Tarot, because that gets more into like the juicy feelings. And yeah, I think it'll really help, delve into how they feel about you. Like, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Okay, anyways. Yeah. Let's get the Sexual Magic Tarot deck out. This is like one of my favorite tarot decks just because it's so pretty. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Paul one's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Paul one's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Paul one's person currently feel about them? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna put that. Okay. You may be a very nurturing person. Excuse me. You may be a very like nurturing person. Like you may give the best sort of hugs, and they like love that about you. They love being, rested in your bosom. A bosom doesn't always refer to, uh, breast. Your bosom is just your chest, right? I feel like you give like the best hugs, and they love that. They love being able to hug you after like a long day, or not being able to see you after a long time. Like they think you're just such like a nurturing and pure soul, and you may be the type of person who's not very like upfront. You can come up kind of shy at first, and they kind of like how you're kind of like not a mystery, but definitely a surprise. Once they got to know you, they were able to see just how wonderful and deep and beautiful your personality was. And it was kind of a surprise because you were more of this like Queen of Swords energy in reverse, where you kind of were just like kind of shy, kind of cold, and things like that. So they didn't expect you to be this super nurturing, beautiful person. Like they just thought you were someone who was kind of like shy and just like standoffish at first. But and not that you may necessarily be that way, but at first when they met you, let's just say they were not expecting you to be the person that they know you as now. Basically, they came to learn that you were like such a beautiful and bright soul. So yeah, they think you're very intelligent. With the High Priestess, right now they're trying to follow their intuition about this situation, but you could be a very intuitive person, and they just think like you're very intelligent and you're very in tune with yourself, and they think that's like a sort of like gracefulness and beauty that they really appreciate. Just being kind of sure of yourself. Like when they're around you, they feel like this sense of victory and happiness and bliss, and that's really sweet. They admire you a lot. They could see themselves having long-term fulfillment with you. Like when they are around you, it's just smiles. They can't help but just smile the whole time they're around you, because like you're just such a beautiful and genuine soul, and they really appreciate that about you. That's too many, but since this one flipped, you may be more of a carefree person. You're someone who's down for an adventure, and you may not really you don't really have a control issues or anything like that. You're not really stuck up. You're actually a very like fun and bright personality that likes adventure and spontaneity, and they think that's really cool because spontaneity is needed for relationships. So let's see. Ooh, yeah, they just have so much fun with you. You're such a beautiful and bright spirit, and they see you as just like this fun, adventurous, and intelligent, nurturing, just beautiful person. Like they want to engulf you. Once again, back to the whole concept of hugging. Like you give the best hugs. Like you give the absolute best hugs. Yeah, they really love that you're like this kind of free spirit. You don't really have a lot of, you know, how to explain it? You kind of don't wait around. Like if you want to do something, you go do it. And like you kind of have like this set, idea of what you want for yourself, but that doesn't stop you from having fun. And you don't have such a heavy grasp on these ideas and expectations that it stops you from being free and happy. And I'm like not, I'm loosely reading the actual meaning of the cards because I'm just doing this more like intuitively and based off of the imagery, but I'm also basing it off of the actual meaning of the cards. But because some people may look at these cards and be like, huh, how you got that? But like It's like intuitive messages plus the imagery plus what the cards actually mean. But yeah. You may be someone who's already kind of gone on their healing journey, currently on their healing journey, and you may be really nurturing to them. Like, instead of nurturing yourself, you are nurturing them now because you feel like you've already given yourself all the energy that you need, or you feel like you need to divest a bit of energy from yourself. Like, you feel like you're in a fairly good place where you don't mind nurturing and helping this other person heal and get on their healing path. So yeah, that's so cute. Oh my god. You're such like a generous, just beautiful soul. And they recognize that, and that's what they love about you, and that's so cute. But anyways, yeah, pile one, that was your reading. If you want a more in-depth, personal reading, you can go to my Etsy where I offer personal tarot readings. I go by TarotByDarria on Etsy, the same as my YouTube name, but I'll have the information in the description box below. I hope this gave you the insight and clarity that you were looking for. Take what resonates. And if things are not coming to fruition as I predicted here, always remember that energy is forever changing. People have free will, and use your intuition to choose what's best for your happiness. Thank you, Pile One. I hope you have a nice day. Be blessed. To the Amethyst, this is your reading. How does your person currently feel about you? We're going to do like 2 spreads. So we're going to do one with the regular Rider-Waite and then my Sexual Magic Tarot. So yeah, let's see what card was underneath. Ooh, the 4 of Cups. In reverse. That is very important to mention. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 2's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 2's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 2's person currently feel about them? Okay. I'm put my little amethyst right there. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 2's person currently feel about them? Okay, so I feel like there was a point in time where they kind of gave up hope in this connection. Not because you did anything. It may just have been kind of stagnant for a while. And so, or it, not stagnant, but it just wasn't progressing as fast as they thought it or you could have been kind of hot and cold. And so they were like, does this person even really like me? So they started to lose hope in this connection, and that kind of put them in this depressive state of the 4 of Cups. But it is in reverse. So that tells me that they are starting to come out of this energy, and that could be because they are starting to reevaluate and kind of transform their outlook on love, how they feel about love, how they interpret love, how they feel about themselves in relation to love. Because you could have been showing all the signs that you were interested, but the only reason why they didn't perceive it that way is due to internal blockages. So, reversals can talk about the opposite of a meaning, but it can also talk about internal change. And I'm feeling that more so than anything. They are transforming internally so they could better understand the love that you show them. Because it's not that you don't love them. It's not that you don't care about them. It's not that you don't like them. It's just you show it in a way that they can't easily recognize. And some people, and that's kind of like the fault on both sides. Technically, it's nobody's fault. You show love the way that you best know how, but the way in which they expect to see love is not the way that you show love, and that's not either of y'all's fault. But I feel like they're trying to kind of reevaluate how they view love so they can be more accepting to all forms of love, including the way that you show love, and that's gonna kind of usher this new beginning. So I feel like their feelings for you has been kind of revitalized, if that makes sense, because now they're better able to see the way in which you truly do care about them. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 2's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 2's person? Ooh. Okay, the Tower in reverse. There could have been like some major shift or change in this connection that was really unexpected, that could have put a damper on the connection. I feel like somebody could have like moved, somebody could have went through some transitionary period in their life and they had to do it alone, kind of leaving this other person behind. You didn't leave them behind technically, but they felt left behind because of this change and this shift, and they had a really hard time adjusting to that. And that's why they kind of had a more so a damper in their mood. Is they thought this shift and this change meant everything was over, when it was not. It didn't mean that you guys were done for. It just means that you guys were going to have to now adjust to the new predicaments of your relationship. And for a lot of people, change in a relationship is very scary. They're very good at recognizing the health and the good parts of the relationship under a certain set of circumstances. Like, for example, if they were so used to seeing you on X, Y, and Z days and you texted them at X, Y, and Z times, now you only talk to them on these certain days and these different times that were totally different from your previous routine. With your previous routine, they could recognize the ways in which you're showing love. But now in this new routine, it's harder for them to recognize. And so that change was scary for them because they didn't know how to adjust to the new predicaments, and so they just thought, oh, this relationship is over altogether. But once again, sorry if you hear me chewing. I'm eating pretzels because I'm really hungry. But once again, I feel like they're doing some reevaluating to reevaluate the way in which they view love and try to adjust to this change. I feel like they're becoming more open to this change. And that's going to kind of usher this new beginning in your connection, revitalize their feelings for you, etc., etc. I find that with the first spread, it ends up sounding more like the situation, like kind of like maybe blockages they have in coming forward towards you. And then when I do the second spread, it gets more into like the more foofy stuff of their feelings. This is more of the serious side of love, and then the second spread is like the more fun side. So yeah, I think ultimately they do see a really long-term future with you, and they're willing to go the extra mile to do what needs to be done to make this relationship work. But this was probably one of the first major changes that you guys had in your connection, and that could have really scared them. But they know deep down that they are still very sure that they want to be with you long term, and that they want to have a future with you. They're sure about that. It's not that they were losing feelings for you because they didn't like you anymore. It's because they thought you didn't like them anymore. Let's be clear here. Okay. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Paul 2's person feel about them currently? Yeah, so I feel like right now, bonus cards, the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. Oh wow, so yeah, they're like in love with you, dear. They're in love with you, and I feel like you like them too, or you love them too. You may just not really express it in the most grandiose way, so they think that you don't. Are you an Aquarius? That sounds like such an Aquarius thing. Like air signs, they could love you to pieces, but they could be trash at showing it. Particularly Aquariuses and Geminis. They could be trash at showing you how much they love you, even though they can love you to pieces. Or you could be a Virgo or Capricorn. Oh my god, I literally mentioned Gemini in the stars here, which is the Gemini card. That's funny. Like, they're literally in love with you. They love you. Period. They are in love with you. And I don't feel like they have a shadow of doubt about wanting to be with you. They just was losing hope in the connection. And there could have been a point where they kind of weren't expressing themselves as much to you anymore. And it's just because they felt like you weren't expressing yourself enough to them anymore. So they kind of backed down because they were like, okay, maybe I'm trying too hard. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I'm delusional. And so they started to back down a little bit because they didn't want to scare you off, or they didn't want to misinterpret the situation. So if you care about this person, which I figure you are because you're watching this reading, let them know that you care about them, please, in like very blatant terms. Because this person is, they think you don't like them or something, but they're like so sure about you. They just know they want to be with you. So communicate to them that you feel the same, that you want to be with them too, that you care about them too, because they're losing hope in the connection, not because they don't like you, because they think you don't like them. So make it clear to them that you do like them. I do feel like their feelings are starting to come back because they are kind of reevaluating the ways in which they view and see love. But you reaching out to them and telling them in plain terms how much you care about them will really help with the process. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Okay, let's do the second spread that gets more into the frilly stuff of how they care about you. Let me shuffle this real quick for the next group. Okay. Let's get into the Sexual Magic Tarot deck. Oh my gosh, I just saw a flash of the Two of Cups, and what's crazy is when I was shuffling the Rider-Waite, I saw a flash of the Two of Cups too. So if it comes out, that'll be really funny. Not Two of Cups, this is the Ace of Cups. Or is it Two of Cups? Oh, I thought it was the Two of Cups. It looks very similar to the Two of Cups card, but it's the Ace of Cups. That's funny because the Ace of Cups came out in the last spread. So yeah, that's like double confirmation. Like they're whipped for you. And they'll probably yell it at the top of the... yell it at the rooftops. Is that how the saying go? If they could, they would like yell it from the rooftops how much they love you. Anyways. Yeah. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Politics person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Politics person currently feel about them? Once again, they just wish you would be a little bit more expressive because it's making it really hard for them to like really know how to navigate this connection with you not being as expressive. You need to be more expressive with how much you care about them or your interest in them because they'll match your energy. The King and the Queen of Wands, those are counterparts, which can talk about soulmates. And considering that you had the Lovers come out in the last spread, I wouldn't be surprised. Lord. Did soulmates come out in the last one too? Okay, soulmates kind of came out in the last one. It was like more divine counterpart energy. This one is like soulmate. But I don't like to put that too much out there because I like to say it's a possibility. But the Lovers was a really strong message. But it can be like one-sided. You know, they could view you as a soulmate, but you may not necessarily reciprocate. You know. Possibility too. I don't like to put lies in people's head, okay? I just say what comes to mind, but I don't want people to get so hyped up and things like that because these are general readings. So this is only going to apply to some people. I just like to make that really clear. If you want to know for sure, you got to book a personal reading. So, but these general readings are more so just like general confirmation. You're a really strong person. You could have been someone who's been through a lot, or you just have like a really strong drive. Like you just really seem to have your life together. And I feel like, yeah, you've been through a lot in life, or you just like have so much on your plate, so much on your table, and yet it doesn't seem to defeat you. And they find that really admirable about you, just like your strength and your resilience. They admire that a lot about you. Ooh. They want to try some new things. You try some things they ain't never tried before. You seem like somebody who's just like kind of so peaceful and like sure of themselves. And they really admire that about you as well. You're just like so in your own energy and you're just so elegant and beautiful as you are. And they're just like, how do you do it? How do you breathe and look so good? Like, you're not bashful in the slightest. Like, you are so confident, so beautiful. And even if you may think you're not the most confident person, like, they could tell in the way that you move. Like, you're just so undoubtedly beautiful and graceful. And it's not like a purposeful beauty. You just naturally are. And it's like everything about you is just beautiful, you know. And even if you don't recognize it, even if you don't consider yourself the most confident person, it's just like whenever you move, whenever you talk, whenever you're around them, they're literally mesmerized. Okay, like it's just, yeah, they just think everything about you is just so mesmerizing, and they want to try some things with you. Okay, they want to try some things, but I'm keeping my volume down. Okay, they want to try some new things. They want to do some things they ain't never did before. They're willing to go the extra mile for this connection. They're willing to try all the unconventional things to make this work. because you're just so hypnotic. It's like you could put a trance on them, you could put a spell on them, and like they will let you. So yeah, pile 2, that was your reading. I hope that gave you the insight and clarity that you were looking for. Of course, if you want the specifics of your, want to know specifics about your situation, you have to book a personal reading with me. I go by TarotByDarria on Etsy, the same name as my YouTube, and I'll also have the information in my description box. If things do not come into fruition as I predicted here, always remember that energy is forever changing and people have free will. If things do not resonate, don't make them resonate. Only take what resonates. Ultimately, use your intuition and your own discernment to choose what's best for your happiness. And I hope you have a good day. And thank you for letting me read you. And be blessed. Pile 3, the clear quartz. This is your reading. Remember, these are general readings. You know, only certain things may resonate, and that's completely okay. Only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. These are general and only for, like, you know, specific groups of people. You know, some things are only meant for certain groups of people. I tried to say that because I forgot to say it at the beginning of my other ones, and I like set them at really random points, so I'm just saying it at the beginning. Tarot readers, you know, we always got to do those types of disclaimers. If you want specifics about you and your person, though, you can get a personal reading with me. Info in the description box below. Okay, let's see what card was underneath. Ooh. The Nine of Wands. Not the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Wands. That's funny because there's a knight on the bottom of the deck. But Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 3's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 3's person currently feel about them? So what I've been seeing is, like, with the first spread, it usually is like the more serious side of things and more of like the core of the situation, and then the second spread is like the more froofy frilly stuff of how they feel about you. Also, I just saw 111, so yeah. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 3's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Pile 3's person currently feel about them? They may be like, they may not be the most confident person, or they may not be the most expressive person with how they feel about you, but they actually end up having a lot of feelings towards you. They're just kind of guarded about them a little bit. It may be because, you know, love may not have been particularly easy for them in the past, so it's kind of something, it's always been kind of a fight, and they still kind of have that mentality. So they never could be like 100% sure about a person, which leads them to like not fully expressing themselves. Yeah, so they have some romantic blockages because of things that's happened to them in the past in relationships. So it's kind of hard for them to express romantic feelings in like such a robust and like forward way. They can recognize that they care about someone deeply, but they have a hard time considering it romantic, even if it is romantic, or they have a hard time admitting it's romantic, or they have a hard time admitting to the person that it's romantic, or that they have feelings at all, because they are automatically kind of on defense mode, because they think people are just like out to hurt them. And that probably has a lot to do with what they had to deal with in the past in relationships. So they kind of always stay on defense, and they kind of are not that free with their love. They can be a very generous, very kind person, you know, that doesn't take away from that, but they're not very generous with the people that they have genuine romantic feelings for, and they don't express them in the most grandiose and obvious ways necessarily. It's funny because my last group, I was talking about somebody who was scared that their person didn't like them because they're not really that forward. And in this pile, it's like, you like this person, but you're not forward about it. And it's kind of ironic that those two piles came right after each other. But anyways, let's see how your person currently feels about you. Your person could probably be watching this reading or watching other tarot readings, and you guys are like, you know, kind of mirroring each other in that aspect, like trying to figure out what the other person is feeling, maybe watching tarot readings and getting advice, you know, even though the ways you guys are reacting to on the surface are reacting to the situation very differently at the core, because you guys do have feelings for each other. You guys are kind of still moving the same way and kind of mirroring each other. So yeah, that's really funny. All this all these wands, your person could be a fire sign, or you could be, or have significant fire placements, but they see a future with you, and I do feel like you're someone they want to keep in their life for a long time. They just don't express it. They don't say it. They don't want you to know because they have a really hard time of just being forward with that sort of thing because they think they're gonna get hurt. They're not very confident about their feelings. They could have been like really confident about their romantic feelings with other people in the past, but it just didn't go over well with them, and so they kind of just learned to keep their feelings to themselves because it seems to protect them more in the end. I also just saw 444, so yeah. If I get another wand, I am going to scream. Okay, we got the King of Swords. They may be putting more on like this cool front, this suave front, this person of a few words. With this King of Swords, they'll talk, but it'll be like very blunt, very straightforward. It's not like passionate or emotional. You know, they'll just like cut straight to the chase. They don't really say a lot. They're not super descriptive or in depth. You know, they have more like this kind of cool, drawn back, detached front, but no, deep down they care a lot about you. They probably think about you a lot. You drive them crazy, but like in the best way possible. But they kind of put on this cool front because they don't want you to know that, because they feel like the moment that you know that, you'll know their weakness and you'll destroy them. Which you won't do that, hopefully won't do that, but they think that you will, so they're very scared of like letting on to the fact that of how deeply they care about you. So yeah. Yeah, I do feel like they have like this air of pessimism, you know. Page of Wands in reverse. Page upright is usually about good news. The Page of Wands in reverse is about bad news. But I don't think it's because they think this relationship would go bad. They kind of just have low expectations and kind of okay, then I'm contradicting myself. They don't expect it to genuinely go bad, but there's always going to be this part of them that thinks about it. You know what I mean? I feel like down the line and very slowly, they'll kind of confess how they feel about you. They'll start dropping little hints, you know, start acting a bit different in very small ways. And it's kind of going to all build up into this culmination of them completely and utterly and openly expressing your feelings about you. But look out for the small changes, the small things they may be doing differently, the way in which they address your relationship or address you, the way in which they interact with you when you hang out, their choice of words when talking to you or talking about you, who they talk to you about. Notice those small little changes because they kind of hint towards a bigger confession of feelings down the line. So yeah. Ooh. Yeah, like I said, they think about you a lot. They stay up at night thinking about this. They get maybe even some anxiety trying to figure out what they should do about this because they know the feelings are there, but they're kind of trying to like put them on the back burner because they don't want to admit it and then get hurt, but they can't deny it, and they're just racking their brain trying to figure out what's going on because they're just like, I like this person, but I don't want to get hurt, but I don't want to lose them. So they're confused and discombobulated. Okay? They're confused and discombobulated. Okay, let's get into the more foofy side of how they feel about you with the sexual magic tarot deck. Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Powerful's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Powerful's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Powerful's person currently feel about them? Spirit Guides, God, Universe, how does Powerful's person currently feel about them? Ooh, the Ace of Cups in reverse. They just think you're gonna break their heart. They're so afraid of confessing how much they truly care about you because they think that you won't match their energy. They feel like maybe they're getting their hopes up for the wrong reasons. They feel like everything might go wrong. But they want this Ace of Cups with you. They just want to have something so beautiful and romantic. Oh my God, they're like such a romantic. They want to do all of the cute things. All of those things that you see in like rom-com movies. They want to do that stuff with you. But they feel like you may not reciprocate. And so they're just like, I'm just not going to express it at all because I feel like I'm going to get disappointed. But they like see you as someone they want to do all of those things with. All the cute romantic dates. All the cliches, you know. Oh, that's so cute. They're like such romantic. This is all so cute. This is too many, Spirit. We need one at a time. Okay, how these person currently feel about him? They're so afraid that you're gonna walk away from them. They're so afraid that you're gonna leave them. They want to have victory with you. They want to have fun with you. They just like they want to see it to the end. They want to have victory. They want to have the fun, the happiness, the joy. But they're so afraid that you're gonna walk away from them and hurt them. They genuinely think you might hurt them, and it's not because of anything that you've done. It's not because of your actions. It's just because they're really in their head about it because of things that's happened in the past and how it hasn't gone well for them in the past. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this wants to go in reverse. Yeah, I get this big message of like they feel like you may not reciprocate, or they may feel like your family doesn't accept them. And they feel like it's gonna like just burn up and just not work out for some reason. Like they have like, despite how positive their feelings are, they have like really negative expectations because they're so scorned from the past. Also, you guys may be different. You may be like from different walks of life. You may look different, be from different. You may have different races, nationalities, ethnicities. You can even be kind of different in age, and so they're afraid that may conflict. This is supposed to be the frou-free stuff. What's going on, Spirit? This person is they going through a lot. Okay, they going through it. They going through it. They do have an air of hope, though. They do have an air of hope. They don't feel like all hope is lost. There's a part of them that still very much so has faith in this connection turning out well. Because at the end of the day, they just see you as a person that they just want to do everything with. They want to go that extra mile. They want to plan the cute dates. They want to sweep you off of your feet because they feel like you're a person who's genuinely worthy and deserving of that. They see that you're just like this beautiful person who deserves to have everything in the world, who deserves to be loved right. And there may be a part of them that kind of thinks that they can't love you right as well. Because of things that happened in the past, they may have thought they were an insufficient partner, and they're kind of afraid of being an insufficient partner once again. And they just want to do right by you, and they feel like they may not be the person to do right by you because they feel like you're just worthy of like so much. And they're not sure if they can do that in their current state, or they may just think something is inherently wrong with them to where they can't, but they still have hope. And they feel like maybe they just try hard enough. That maybe if they just have a little bit more faith, then they can give you the world that you deserve. Give you all the love that you deserve. Yeah, I feel like there's going to come a day where they're just like, I'm tired of throwing a pity party for myself. I want you. And they're going to kind of gain this confidence and be like, I can do it. You know, what happened in the past happened in this past. I don't want to pass up on this amazing person. And I don't want them to think that I don't like them. I don't want them to think that they're lesser than, or I don't care about them, because that's could be something you're presently thinking, that they don't care about you, that the feelings don't run as deep as you think it is, but they do. And I feel like they're going to come to this sudden recognition that they could lose you, or that you're starting to have this belief that they don't care about you anymore, that they don't care about you anymore. And so they're like, you know what, I need to swoop in and I just got to confess because I don't want to lose this person. I want to be with this person. I need to stop being scared. I need to stop being worried and just rush in because I don't want to lose them. So yeah, that is what I see for our pile 3, the clear quartz. I hope that gave you the insight and clarity that you were looking for. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you want more specifics on your situation with your person, you can get a personal reading from me. I go by TarotByDarria on Etsy, the same as my YouTube name, and I'll also have the information in the description box below. Once again, I hope that gave you the insight and clarity you were looking for. If things do not come into fruition as I predicted here, always remember that people have free will. Energy is forever changing, so sometimes that happens. Use your intuition, your discernment to choose what's best for your happiness. Thank you for letting me read you and read your cards. And yeah, thank you. Be blessed.